He was sitting on piles of money, living the life, free of control, enjoying the best wine, the best women. He thought he had it made and was unstoppable. How did it all turn to dust? Let's go back to the beginning, when he was comfortable with family and lacked nothing, but still wanted to break out. In the heart of Awka, Anambra State, where the red earth still clung to the edges of new estates, and the evening breeze carried the faint scent of pepper soup from a neighbor's kitchen, the Nwosu family sat down to dinner. Their villa in the government-reserved area was modest by Lagos standards, but spoke of quiet success. Whitewashed walls, a generator humming softly outside, and a long teak table under a slow-spinning ceiling fan. Chief Chinedu Nwosu, owner of Nwosu Imports and Exports, presided at the head, his sleeves rolled up as he tore into a plate of fresh fufu and oha soup, thick with stockfish and uziza leaves. Emeka, the older son, sat to his right, shirt crisp even after a full day at the Onitsha warehouse. At 28, he was already the one who remembered container numbers, haggled with Chinese suppliers on WhatsApp, and kept the ledger straight. "Papa, the new shipment from Guangzhou clears customs tomorrow," Emeka said, voice steady as river stone. "I told them we won't pay extra dash this time. We are not small boys." Papa grunted his approval, eyes warm. "That's my son. A lion cannot give birth to a goat. Steady hand. The business will be yours one day, Emeka. You understand the value of what we built from nothing." Chidi, 24, was slouched at the far end, scrolling through his phone under the table, his plate half-touched. The same oha his mother had cooked with love now tasted like dust to him. He had the Nwosu face, sharp jaw, bright eyes, but none of the patience. "Value," he muttered, just loud enough. "We import plastic chairs and second-hand generators, while the whole world is out there making real money. Canada, Dubai, even Ghana boys are eating better." Emeka shot him an exasperated look. "Chidi, you've been talking this nonsense for months. Focus on the warehouse. Learn the ropes instead of chasing Instagram dreams. Not everything that looks glossy is real." Chidi rolled his eyes. Great, now his brother has started talking like their father. Papa drank some water and wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. "My sons, eat. The ground we stand on is Anambra soil. It has fed us this long." But the ground felt too small for Chidi. That night, after the plates were cleared and the generator coughed itself to sleep, his friends descended on him at a small buka near the Unizik gate. Tunde, sharp-tongued and forever in designer knockoffs, leaned across the table of grilled fish and star beer. "Guy, you dey dull yourself here. Your papa has money. Your brother is already running the show like the inheritance is a done deal. Make we japa to Canada, Toronto, proper life, clubs every weekend, opportunities they scatter like market women during Christmas. We go hammer and come back in a big way, even buy Onitsha main market if we want." Chidi laughed, but his eyes were hungry. "My brother will say I'm not serious." "Forget him. That's why you need your own portion. Ask the old man. Tell him say na investment. We all dey go. Me, Ifeanyi, even quiet Nkechi. 4 of us, we will turn Canada to our very own Onitsha." 2 weeks later, in the family sitting room, heavy with the smell of old money and new furniture, Chidi stood before his father. The ceiling fan spun like it was trying to cool the tension. Emeka leaned against the door frame, arms folded, eyes derisive. "Papa," Chidi said, voice cracking only once, "give me my share, the part that would come to me when you know. I want to build something for myself, away from here, away from Emeka always looking over my shoulder as if I'm still a small boy who doesn't know anything." Papa's face sagged in disappointment. The lines around his eyes, earned from years of clearing containers at Tin Can Island and dodging Onitsha touts, deepened. "Chidi, my son, do you know what you're asking? This money is not play. It is the sweat of your mother's early morning trips to the market, the nights I slept in the warehouse so rats wouldn't eat the profit." Emeka's low voice didn't disguise the urgent note in it. "Chidi, do you know what you are doing? Have you sat down to really consider all the angles? Canada is not magic. You have no papers, no real plan. Stay, learn. In 2 years, you'll be running half the business. But Chidi's jaw was set. I know what I'm doing, Papa. Just give me what is mine. Papa stared at him a long moment, then walked to the old iron safe behind the family portrait. He counted out some of the dollars he kept for emergencies, then with a few taps of his phone, transferred a sum to Chidi's account that made the boy's eyes widen at the number of zeros involved. Enough to buy a container load. Enough to break a heart. He pressed the money into Chidi's hands without another word. Despite their mother's pleas and tears, 1 week later Chidi was gone. Lagos to Toronto on a visitor's visa, his friends whooping in the departure lounge like they had already won the lottery. Toronto in winter hit like a slap. The city glittered, glass towers along Yonge Street, the CN Tower stabbing the frozen sky. But Chidi felt alive for the first time. No father here, no brother, no orders, no boundaries. They rented a cramped apartment in Scarborough, then upgraded fast when the money flowed. Nights blurred in the pulsing lights of the entertainment district clubs, bass shaking the walls, bottles of Hennessy glowing under black lights, the foundation kicked faces of easy women not disguising the greed framed by fake lashes. Chidi bought rounds for strangers, posted pictures of snow-dusted rooftops and new beginnings. Bad investments followed like shadows, a sure-bet crypto scheme pushed by a smooth-talking Ghanaian at a Brampton house party, a real estate flip in Mississauga that turned out to be a paper castle. The friends partied harder, hailing him, "You be the real guy now, Chidi, no more playing second fiddle to Big Brother." 6 months later, the money was history. The apartment landlord changed the locks. Tunde vanished first, then Ifeanyi, then Nkechi. Ghosted on WhatsApp, number suddenly out of service. Chidi slept on a cousin's couch for a few nights before the guy got tired. Hunger was a particularly vicious worm in his gut. Cold bit deeper than any harmattan he had ever known. He stood outside a Tim Hortons on Eglinton Avenue one February morning, coat thin, pride thinner, scrolling through old photos of Awka sunsets and his mother's oha soup. Then the knock came at dawn. Canada Border Services officers, polite but firm, rounded up overstairs from 3 apartments on the block. Chidi and 11 other Nigerians were bussed to the airport in handcuffs that felt like scorching shame. No one looked at him with pity, just another number on a charter flight. The plane touched down at Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, under a merciless March sun. The air smelt of jet fuel, roasted plantain, and desperation. Chidi stepped off with nothing but the clothes on his back and a plastic bag of documents stamped deported. Lagos swallowed him. Yellow Danfo buses honking, conductors shouting destinations, hawkers shoving pure water sachets, gala, and agege bread through windows. He had just $20 he changed at the black market. He used it for a night bus to Onitsha. The journey was long hours of dust and regret. Every pothole on the Enugu-Onitsha expressway jolted memories. Papa's quiet pride at the dinner table, Emeka's steady hands on loading containers, the way his mother used to call him fine boy even when he came home late from football. Tears came somewhere past Enugu. He didn't wipe them away. He arrived in Awka at dusk, the city light flickering like accusing fingers. As his feet dragged on the familiar red laterite road toward the GRA villa, he rehearsed the speech. "Papa, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Just let me work in the warehouse like any boy from the village." When he saw the gate, his heart curled in dread, his feet cement boulders attached to his legs. Then he stopped short. Papa was standing there in the compound, as if he had been watching the road every evening since the day Chidi left. The old man's eyes widened in shock, then failed. He didn't wait. He ran, slippers slapping dust, arms wide like the prodigal had never left. "Chidi, my son, you have come home." Chidi's knees had almost hit the ground when his father cut him off sharply. He collapsed into the embrace, sobbing into his father's shoulder in shame and relief. The smell of Old Spice and aboniki and home nearly broke him again. "Papa, I wasted everything. I have nothing left. Just take me as one of your apprentices." He held him tighter, voice thick. "Oh, Chidiebere, you are my son. That is enough. Come inside. Your mother will kill a goat. We will roast it tonight. The whole street will eat and celebrate." Emeka arrived from the warehouse an hour later, dusty from a late shipment. Music spilled from the compound, high life from the old speakers, laughter, the clatter of plates, kegs of palm wine. He stopped at the gate, face hardening. He could not believe his eyes. "Papa," he said quietly when he found his father in the yard, "what's this? All these years I have stayed, walked like a jackie. Never, as in not once, did I ask for a party. Now this, for this boy who asked for an inheritance like you are already dead, who abandoned common sense and threw away your money on women and foolishness, you slaughtered the fattest goat." Papa turned, eyes soft but steady, placing firm hands on his older son's shoulders. "Emeka, you are my first son. No one can take that away from you. You are always with me. Everything I have is yours. But we presumed your brother to be dead in a foreign land. But look at God. He is alive again. He was lost but has been found. How can we not celebrate?" Inside, Chidi sat at the same teak table, eyes red but clear for the first time in a year. The oha tasted like home, like forgiveness, like love. Eventually, Emeka joined him at the table, eyes brittle at first. Later, with a sigh, he opened an ice-cold beer and pushed it across to his younger brother. With tears clogging his throat, Chidi murmured a thank you. Emeka gave his younger brother a considering look and then, with a small nod, concentrated on his own plate. Their father nodded in approval, his heart full. Indeed, a lion couldn't give birth to a goat. Outside, the generator hummed, the night cricket sang, and somewhere in the distance, the lights of Onitsha market still burned, steady, unchanging, waiting for the next container to come home. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed that. Can you relate with Chidi sometimes? Thinking we know best, seeking thrills and wanting to shrug off control, and eventually landing in a mess? Like Chief Nosudo, our Heavenly Father is ever ready to open his arms to us again. Let's run to him and not away.